Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, and everyone in between. Welcome back to the Sector 1 Sim Racing YouTube stream. It's been a hot minute between hearing my voice here, but it's good to be back in the comms box after a very rapid transit time in the Sector 1 private jet, proudly funded by my hip pocket. Quick transit time from Atlanta in the United States to here in Nurburg in the middle of Germany on continental Europe. It was a very rapid turnover, but here we are. We are here at the Nurburgring for round 4 of the Sector 1 Season 10 season. Well, yep, that makes a whole lot of sense. Moving on. Anyway, my name is Carbon Boy, and joining me again in the comms box tonight is none other than the plumber himself, Mr. Bumcrack. Mr. Plumber, good to see you again.
Thanks, good to see you. You back here, huh? Yeah, it's I've been a long time between drinks at this end of the box, but yeah, I think it'll be a really good night tonight. Some very close drivers here.
Yes, indeed. We have seen a variety of performances in the past 2 weeks here at Nuburgring with the Category 2 guys going at it. There's been, well, I suppose, a huge variety in terms of strategy and ways to attack this race. Whether they want to do the, let's have a look at the track map real quick so we can get an idea of what we are in for. So it's 15 turns, bit under 5.5 kilometers long. Got the tire usage at 3 times, got the fuel usage at 4 times, and the refuel rate is a somewhat painful 2 liters a second. Now that does sound rather slow, but on the same token, it's more in par with a real life scenario, and also greatly rewards a little bit of fuel saving. It does take a bit of practice and some skill to find the balance between saving some fuel and still going fast at the same time. While I found it's very easy to save a whole bunch of fuel, which equates to a whole bunch of time in the pits, you end up, sometimes if you go too hard on the fuel save, you'll end up losing more time on track than you will gain in the pits refueling. So it's a very fine line to walk, but if you can get it right, you can reap the rewards in the pit lane.
Yes, I can testify to that. I had an absolutely run last week with trying to save fuel.
Things did not go well by the sound of it.
No, they didn't. Well, I just chose the wrong strategy. Well, for me anyway, for that night.
So speaking of strategies, here we are. We've got your what I like to call the hybrid strategy, where it's a bit of a mix-up of your racing mediums and the racing softs. So I suppose you could start either way. I would prefer to start on the mediums myself because, well, depending on where you qualify, of course, you may get caught up in a little bit of traffic, and you really do not want to be in traffic burning up your soft tyres. So by starting on the mediums, you'll probably get yourself a little bit of clear air before you head out onto the soft tyres. Or you could run one compound only. There's no mandatory tyre, of course, so there is nothing to stop you from doing this. You can just go out there, run a full tank of fuel, which your tank of fuel will run out before your medium tyres do, no matter how hard you rag on them. I can confirm, I have tried. You will not wear them out before your fuel runs out. Or you can be an absolute speed demon and just go out and run the soft tyres. Now the downside of that is, in a best case scenario, those softs are going to be absolutely cactus in about 30 minutes. That's the absolute most you're going to get out of them. I mean, without losing an absolute bucket load of time driving too slow to wear the tyres out. So I guess this race is all about finding the balance between going fast and running out of tyre and or fuel. So speaking of which, running out of things, I'm running out of things to say, but we can have a look at the current points scenario if I haven't hidden them on myself, there we go, I'll pull them up for you now. Now we're looking at Group B points. As you can see, we've got the top 3 drivers, CPJ, Slappers and Heafy, all tied on 27 points. And not that far behind is the other Thunder Esports driver in Artsy on 25, got Boy the Goom on 24, Racing Accountant, who I have not seen in pit lane at this point, on 23 points. So it's going to be, with double points on offer tonight, it being an enduro round, there's a lot of guys here who are going to make a very strong case to step up into a Group A for the next round. So it will be interesting to see who can pick up. I mean, you've also got extra points for pole position as well as fastest lap. So if you can get the trifecta of pole position, fastest lap and the win with double points, you can find yourself in a very good position come the next round. So I guess, without any further ado, I'm sure you guys have heard enough of me talking from last night, let alone for the next 2 hours that you'll have to hear from me. Just like to say hello to everyone in the YouTube chat. We've got Mr. Robert Rice, hello again. Debrev, good to see you again too. Mr. Jason Quillen, g'day mate. We've also got Budsy in the chat as well, and the Stranger kicking back. Good to see you guys tuning in. So I guess we should probably get these guys underway for qualifying if everyone is in pit lane and good to go.
Well, we're still actually, I've got Sausage trying to actually get past security.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, they're having a bit of an issue. He hasn't been able to get on track.
Oh, that's an issue. That is a
Muttering something about customs or something, I'm not sure, but...
Well, the Germans are notoriously strict on security.
They certainly are.
I've
asked the questions here if he's having any luck.
Oh dear. It's alright. Well, while we sort out security, I guess I will just have to waffle on a little bit. Stranger is like, wait for sausage with onions. Now, is that onions on the top or is that onions underneath? Because that could be a very contentious issue. I mean, not that there's any Bunnings warehouses here in Germany, but I believe in Germany they also take their sausages rather seriously. So, I mean, the least we can do is wait for him to get the car, or wait for him to get past security into pit lane. Will just be able to can't wait too much longer. Could we possibly try a reboot?
We could do that if need be.
I think we should give that a go.
Okie dokie.
My apologies, everyone on the stream. We have had the usual GT7 doing GT7 things. unfortunately. It is just the way things go, unfortunately. So I guess we can take another look at the team's points, or the driver standings, while we're here. Get a bit of a preview for what you'll be in for next week with Group A. Currently got Distinct Geesh for Ironheart Simsport leading the way, but not by much. He's got a very slender 1 point lead over Young Goaty from Brocky 05 Simsport. You got Young Wakey not that far behind as well. He's on 51 points. Foss also in the Brocky 05 stable on 44 points. Got GTR for Blacklight, 41 points. Equal with Morgan Davies from Switchblade, also on 41 points. Got one of our rookie drivers this season, Tombo, going for Blacklight. He's 1 point further behind on 40. And we've got John for Lightning on 37. Got my teammate Lenosis on 35. Got Nif from CP Motorsports on 34. Got Dale Teeks from Kraken Esports. That's one of your boys there, Mr. Bumcrack. Currently sitting in 11th position on 33 points. Doing a fantastic job this season by the looks of it.
It is. Quite impressed with his speed.
And we've got my other teammate, Ricky Bobby, on 32 points. Just behind your boy. We've got the Dadson Racing TO Dadson on 30 points, and then rounding out the top 14 is Evil Evo from Doghouse Motorsports on 28 points. So I think he might be watching tonight's racing a little bit nervous, sort of keeping an eye on who might potentially want to take his spot in the top 14. Now, has Sausage managed to get himself past security?
Not yet, he hasn't, no.
Oh dear.
12. Still a couple down.
I've just had word from the Symmetry Motorsports garage. Unfortunately, their two drivers are not available tonight. Not being given a specific reason. I am suspecting there's some mechanical failures, or some mechanical gremlins, judging by the fact of the cars are still parked outside the transporter, but the bonnets are up, and there is a whole bunch of technicians going around like a swarm of bees, to be honest. It's rather hectic down there in the Symmetry garage tonight.
Yeah, well, and if they've given us the go ahead, then it's going to put up the very soon sticker for the boys. But yeah, we should be just about ready to go then. The short field. We've got 11 drivers, which means we've short 3, two Symmetry
guys, and it's just Sausage still having issues with security by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Now, he was in pit lane earlier, if I recall correctly.
He was, and looking good too. I'm not sure what's happened there.
So he must have ducked out of pit lane, and unfortunately has forgotten his security pass to get himself back in.
Wasn't likely.
Oh dear, not the best scenario.
Yes, GT7 security is pretty awful.
Yep, can be pretty tight at times. I myself had a little bit of trouble last night at Road Atlanta. Apparently they decided that I wasn't actually on the comms team and had just decided to break in and raid some beer out of the comms box fridge, which you know, I found rather odd, because if I was going to break into the comms room, yeah, the beer is probably not what I'd be taking. But anyway, hi.
I think we probably should get this underway. We've got a 2-hour racing.
Yep. I'm afraid we are going to have to get qualifying underway. Should he be able to join the lobby, either during qualifying or after qualifying?
If we've got to manually reset the grid, then we may try that option. But I'm going to get the boys underway.
Alright, fire
let's
it away.
get qualifying done.
It is, unfortunately. We'll get qualifying going, get these guys, get the remaining 11 drivers underway. Guys in the chat, place your bets for who's going to qualify on pole. I am keen to see what you guys think. I have my own thoughts, having seen a bit of this going on during earlier practice. But keen to see what you all at home are thinking. And we have guys exiting the pits. First out on track for Nurburgring Esports is Danico. Now, like last night with the Hooncorp and the Black Rose drivers, I am sure to get them confused again. Both gorgeous liveries, but so similar at first glance. Second out on track for Thunder Esports is the number 2 driver, I believe. He's in form of Heafy. It's good to see him back on track again. Speaking of the Black Rose Racing, Boyd Gum is next in line on track, followed by the Thunder Esports team owner, Artsy. Next in line on track, finding his own little bit of clear air, is Captain Muffin for Ironheart Simsports. He had a bit of a racing hiatus, unfortunately, due to other commitments in life, which basically lost him out on quite a few points, which has dropped him down out of Group A. But the man who is a lover of the alternate strat will surely pull something out of the hat tonight and possibly come away with a good result to bring himself back up into Group A. Then we've got CPJ from CP Motorsports in the beautiful track racer livery with matching red wheels. Got Tim Durags from Switchblade Motorsports. He put in a great performance last night at Road Atlanta. He might be looking to repeat that again. Got Slappers from Doghouse, also a lover of the alternate strategy. I'm keen to see, sorry, not from Doghouse, from Dadson. It started with a D. Sorry lads, my bad. Moving along, I'm keen to see what kind of alternate strategy he pulls out tonight. Then we've got the Banker, who is from Doghouse Motorsport, can confirm, got that one right. And following up is Hodes from, please let me get this right, it's going to be Hooncorp. Thank you very much. And rounding out the field tonight is still sitting in the pits, as it would seem, is Stickers, the team owner of Lightning Motorsports. Maybe he's not gotten the word to get going, unfortunately.
Maybe you'll come out and just blitz it all with one massive lap.
Oh, there is always that. He could always just drop that Hail Mary lap.
Full tank of fuel, cold tyres, just blitz them.
Send it. I mean, stranger things have happened.
Hey, I got a pole position last time, so yeah, strange things can happen.
So who was looking quick in the practice sessions? Mr. Bunker?
The usual suspects, actually. CPJ 50 was pretty quick, as with Heathy, Thunder Artsy. He's always up there, some of the fastest guys. Nico, Boybagum. Yeah, quite a few of them are actually going to be vying for top place. Pretty well, yes. Yes, it's, I think these times are going to be extremely tight.
So Heathy's just and Boybagum have just come around Coca-Cola corner. Now I do have my
3 straight up.
far out. I was going to say something else, but it's not quite 9 o'clock. And the Thunder Boys have gone straight to the top of the table with a 203.7 from Artsy, first flyer. Not far behind them is Captain Muffin, who has dropped his own very rapid time. What is it? 203.9, first flyer. Jeez, gentlemen, can you calm down a little bit?
Yeah.
Hey. Captain Muffin is currently 2/10 purple through that first sector. Has got a little bit of slipstream in the form of Artsy. That could come in handy, but it could also be a hindrance. Slappasmate not mucking around either. Tinderags has just pulled over and given him some space. Just to let him go by. He might have had a bit of an error this lap. Doesn't want to get in the way of Slappers. Just run a little bit wide there, coming out of Dunlop. Coming up through the Schumacher S's. I will not call them the Audi S's. Absolutely refuse. Coming through Michelin. And into Warsteiner. Forgive my horrible German accent. It just sounds much better when I say that. Into the second split. And he is down that tiny bit. May not improve this lap. Tinderags currently P5. Boybagum P6. Just coming around Coca-Cola now. Can he improve? He's currently got a best lap of a 204.8. Drops a 204.2. Moves himself up into P4.
Oh, Muffin.
Muffin has done an incredible job and dropped a 203.481. Ladies and gentlemen, is a 202 going to happen in qualifying? He's currently 2/10 up on Heafy, whose own 203.656 is certainly nothing to be sneezed at.
No, not at all.
Where are we looking at now? We've got the two Thunder guys. Second and third on the grid. Artsy's going to be coming out with a fresh set of tyres. Still on his outlap at the moment. Oh, Boybagum running a little bit wide there. He's just up on his best time, but he is half a second down on Artsy. Look a little further down the grid. We've got the Banker currently sitting in P8. As he comes out of Warsteiner, he is 4/10 down on his best time. Not going to improve this one, but he will get another chance. Yes, he will get another lap. Danico's on an out lap, so he may just scrape through into a 5th lap. CPJ is a little further down on the grid than what I would have imagined. He's not had a great qualifying. He's done a 2:23 and a 2:12. That indicates a fair bit of trouble for the CP Motorsports driver. But he is going to have a much. He's going to have a much better run this time, dropping a 2:04.880, which is enough for P8. Captain Muffin still on pole. Comes through the first sector. He is 1/10 down, but he still has nearly 2/10 back to Heafy. He's just coming down into Dunlop now. This will be his final lap, so it's all or nothing for him to grab pole position. And he's nearly a second down, so I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, I don't want to be pessimistic, but I have to be realistic here. How about his teammate, team owner Artsy? How's he looking? Comes out of Ford Curve.
It's a tiny fraction behind at the moment.
Oh, here we go. Artsy's purple. Comes up through the Schumacher S's. Into Michelin, and then just out of Warsteiner is where he's going to get the next sector split. We'll see how. Wait, I'm lost.
You're right. He's still purple.
He's 1/10 purple, and the timer has ticked over. Final lap. It's all or nothing now. He comes into Heartbreak, officially named NGK, but all right, I'll go. Oh, he's taken a lot of curb there. He's absolutely, and he's got the penalty for it too. He will be screaming in that helmet. But he did get a bit cute with the curbs there. And he would have gotten pole too with a 2:03.442, but unfortunately he was 400s quicker than Muffin. But unfortunately, due to getting too cute at Heartbreak, his heart was broken, and in P3 he shall remain.
Ouch! That'll hurt.
That will be very, very painful. But shows he's got the pace.
Oh yeah.
CPGA also cruising around with a penalty. I think that is. Oh, we've got one more.
Stickers on his.
Stickers on his final lap. He's actually looking pretty good here for a decent lap time. He's come onto the straight, 2 minutes, 2:02, 2:03, 2:04, 2:05, or 2:05.675. So, and just in the nick of time as well. Now he's managed to sneak that last qualifying in. Not sure if there was any mechanical dramas going on there or not, but we will have a quick look at the qualifying results. Where am I? There we go. So on pole position is Captain Muffin. Less than 2/10 behind is Heafy. Cruelly in third position due to that penalty is Artsy. P4 is Boy Bagum. P5 Tim Durags. P6 Hodes. P7 Slappasmate. P8 CPJ. P9 Danico. P10 The Banker, and P11 is Stickers. Now, we've just had a bit of a communication with the Nurburgring security, so if you don't mind, ladies and gentlemen, bearing with us while we take a short intermission, we will have a bit of a chat with security, and we will try and get this issue all sorted out. So we shall be back very, very shortly. And we are back here in the comms room. We've had a little bit of a chat with the Nurburgring security, and hopefully we've managed to extend our credentials out to one of the drivers who has been unable to make it in. Thank you very much for your patience for bearing with us here tonight. Everyone in the chat, yep, I am very well. I'm on the same page as you guys, seeing a low 203 as a qualifying time. That is certainly nothing to be sneezed at. And how are we looking down in pit lane there, Mr. Plummer? Has Roger that. I can see another driver running down into pit lane. That is Stickers. Not quite the man we're looking for. Gotta love things like this. Always throwing a spanner in the works. Just heard they are currently doing an ECU reboot on the car in preparation. I don't think the car's going to be the problem tonight though. I think it's going to be the security. Well, I'm going to say, if we don't see him in pit lane by the time we've set up the grid, I'm afraid we are just going to have to call it and get things underway. We've got beautiful.
It has been set, awaiting all confirmations.
What is the Stickers? What is Stickers are doing? Okay, I've just had word from Stickers that he's out. Rightio, so. Right, a little bit behind schedule as it is. A little bit being an understatement, but I'm afraid we're just going to have to send it as we are.
Okay, I'll at least give them a...
Right.
Should be pretty good. Let's just start that race. Head to the grid.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, throw in some predictions for the podium. I know it's going to be it's a 2 hours wait to find out whether your predictions are correct or not, but that's okay. As we have the cars on the grid. 4 lights, 5 lights, and we are underway. Everybody getting a nice clean start. Captain Muffin leading them into turn 1. Oh, a little bit of bumping and grinding there. Through the Hallkarken. Muffin leading the way into the Mercedes arena. Boybagum and Hodes, the Black Rose and Hootencorp combo. Always trying to confuse me. Artie looking for a bit of a move around the outside of Valvoline. I don't think that's going to fly, especially not on lap 1 in cold tyres. Backs out of it. Tim Durags, P6, wanting to have a bit of a conversation. It's getting very feisty a little further down the field in this train. Everyone's just strongly holding their own position at the moment, which is, I guess, probably a good thing on a lap 1 of a approximately 56 lap, say, aka 2-hour endurance race. Don't get too feisty on lap 1. Slappers wants to go around the outside at Warsteiner. Tim Durags is having none of it. Nice and clean through the NG chicane. Just checking back up the front, Captain Muffin. He is 1.7 seconds to the good, and I have just seen Sizzling Sausage come through security and come running down pit lane. Are you kidding me? No. Sorry, unfortunately, race is underway. There is not a lot we can do, unfortunately. It's Captain Muffin. He's looking at just skipping away at the moment, but knowing Muffin, I would dare say he's on a very aggressive alternate strategy, which will require him making some extra pit stops compared to the guys around him. But we'll save that for the tyre and fuel update in a few minutes' time. Hode's currently in P2. He's made a move past Heafy. He's actually managed to put a fair gap on him as well. Heafy's got Boy Bagum in tow. Doesn't look to be being too aggressive at this stage, or just wants to hang with him, use that slipstream. But young Boy Bagum is the meat in the Thunder Esports his boy Elroy's burger at the moment, stuck between the two pink and black cars. Having been in a Kraken sandwich myself this season, I can tell you being stuck in between two teammates is quite intimidating.
Yes, it can put you off your game.
Yeah, you've got to be a little bit careful. It's all fairly calm here after 2 laps. Everyone seems to be just content with taking their time. It's a long race. Speaking of taking their time, somebody wants to take a position. Going 3 wide into turn 1. That's very ambitious. We've got Artsy, Danico and Tim Durags all vying for that same piece of tarmac. No major incidents, fortunately. They all come out of Paul Karkin through Mercedes Arena in the same positions they entered it. Danico will be more than aware that Tim Durags is looking quite and feeling quite racy at the moment. Slappasmate has joined on the back of Tim Durags. He's looking down the inside at Dunlop. Can he make it move? Oh, he wants a 2-for-1 peel on Danico as well. Oh, a little bit of touching going on there. Tim Durags gone off into the sand. He's dropped back a little bit. Not sure if he's going to be completely happy about that. Let's see if I can catch that on our JSM accounting action replay. No, I cannot. That doesn't matter because the action is still going on. Quite feisty here. We've got 4-car train from... We've got P8 CP Jet. Well, I've got to learn how to count. Got P5 Artsy, P6 Danico, P7 Slappers, 3 cars you can throw a beach towel over. Then there's CPJ, Tinder Rags, and the Banker, not that far behind. So they all seem to be forming their own little hot groups, except for Muffin, who just wants to, well, I'd say he wants to bugger off into the distance out the front, but that gap is still... Well, let's just call it 2 seconds, 1.97, and it's close enough. Currently purple over the fastest lap, which is currently held by Hodes of a 204.117, which is bloody quick, not gonna lie, as he runs a little bit wide there. Just wonder if Hodes is running a similar strategy to Muffin, or whether he'll be doing his own thing. Beefy P3's managed to put a little bit of distance between himself and Boy Bagoon. He's got 4.3 seconds up to Hodes, but he's managed to get a gap, 1.3 to Boy Bagoon. He's still got less than a second to back to the other Thunder driver of Artsy. I don't say the other driver, the Tino. A lot of drivers currently up on their personal best times on lap 4, which is about the time that if you've gotten a little bit of temperature into the tyres and they are finally up to speed with the amount of pace that you can get out of them. Slapper's going to look for a move here into turn 1, aka the Hawkhaken. Forgive my horrible pronunciation. Nothing doing there. I have just received word from the Lightning Motorsport garage. There was a critical lack of electrons in the Lightning Motorsport car, which was the cause of the last second withdrawal, which is very, very unfortunate. Oh, geez, I just noticed a bit of an incident here.
Yes.
On track. Let's see if I can get that one on our action replay. Let's see exactly what went down there. Alright, so we've got what looks like Artsy and Slappers going into Dunlop. Oh, that was a very big touch from Slappers onto Artsy under brakes and into the back of Boy Bagoon. You know, I'm staying out of all of that, but that looked a little bit spicy. I'm going to leave that alone. Artsy down the inside of Coca-Cola really wants to make a move on Boy Bagoon. Slappers up into P4. might potentially be an asterisk there, but Artsy and Boybagum and Danico is being brought into the battle as well. Oh, Artsy with a very tight line. Oh, Boybagum.
Oh, it's been
I'm not sure if Boybagum was just trying to get onto the power a bit hard there, coming out of turn 1, which there is that awkward little bump in the track that if you've got just a fraction too much throttle on, you will, the back end of the car will send you very sideways and possibly into that very right-hand wall. I think that might have just got Boybagum out of shape there, and as bad as it sounds, the contact with Artsy may have just helped straighten him back up again. I'm thinking that there's a couple of drivers here who possibly watching tonight who were having some memories of doing that exact same thing last week. Yours truly included. Nearly ended up in the wall, but thankfully managed to not die. So we're on lap 6 so far. We're 12 minutes in. What do you say we jump well, not so much of, well, I guess it is a bit of a fuel update, but let's go for a tyre and fuel update and see what's going on in terms of strategy for these guys, see if we can work out who's doing what.
Yeah, well, I think that up the front there we've got Captain Muffin. I think the strategy is pretty obvious here. He's on his way to soft tyres, which actually he's wearing quite evenly at about 20% worn. And he's got about, well, I'd say about 60% fuel in his tank. So he's cruising along pretty well on his fuel. And we've got Hodes, who's got a little bit more wear on his tyres, and he's actually down to about 52% on his fuel. So he's used a lot more fuel to hang up there with Muffin on the soft tyres. First of our medium runners is Heafy, who's sitting on probably about 5 to 10% wear on the mediums, as you'd expect, but 65% fuel. So his fuel use has been very good so far. Slappasmate on the soft tyres, he's got about 20-25% warm, sitting on about 60% fuel, which seems to be about the average for the soft runners. Danico, he's second of our medium runners, and he's used a fair bit of fuel. He's sitting on about 60% fuel to get where he's got now. So yeah, he's got a little bit more fuel use than Heafy has. Boybagum is on his medium tyres. He's sitting on probably 65% fuel. He's maybe a little less, but he's looking all right. Thunder Artsy, of course, and he's on medium tyres and pretty well the same fuel at about 58 to 60%. We've got Tim Durags back there again on mediums, again on about 60%. CPJ50, he's done quite well on fuel. He's up around the 68% maybe mark on his fuel, so he's done quite well saving it, and he's on a fastest, his personal fastest lap. And back here we've got the Banker, who is on soft tyre strategy, has used about 20% of his tyres, which is not so bad, and he's sitting on about 60% fuel, I'd say.
Sorry,
so
20% of a soft tyre after nearly 15 minutes. That's interesting.
It's pretty good, yeah. I'll just compare him to the other guys on softs. He's used a little bit less than Muffin, which is a little bit less than Hodes, and yeah.
He's always been a bit of a tyre whisperer, the Banker.
The Banker,
yeah. That is quite impressive.
Yeah, it is actually. That may help him towards the end of this stint with his soft tyres. You can make the 14 laps if you're good to him like this. It's costing a little bit of time at the end there, but 14 laps is definitely possible.
It is
on those tyres.
I can confirm, just laps 13 and 14 can be a little bit scary.
Yeah, sketchy.
Very, very sketchy. So Hodes is in a bit of no man's land at the moment. He's got 4 seconds up to Captain Muffin. That gap has pulled out quite a bit. But he does have 7 seconds back to Heafy, who also has a little bit more breathing space back to Slappers now. Sorry, what was the tyre difference between Slappers and Danico? Were they on different compounds, or...?
Slappers is on the softs, and yes, Danico's on mediums.
Right, yeah. So that explains why there's now a 3.5 second gap in 2 laps. That makes perfect sense.
Slappers has still got that little bit more fuel than Danico too.
Danico's on his personal best lap. Arcee's managing to just squeeze away from Boy Bagoom as well. Now Arcee, if from memory, was on the medium tyre, Boy Bagoom on the softs.
No, Boy Bagoom was also on the mediums.
Oh, so both drivers on the medium.
Yep.
Boy Bagoom's now got a rear vision mirror full of Tinder rags.
It's pretty well mediums all the way down until we hit Banker down the back there.
Just checking in the YouTube chat, chimed in from someone known as Midpack Hack, who I happen to know by a different driver name. He's like, yeah, you can call me by name. Well, I didn't want to open up the fresh wounds when I was talking about the Boy Bagoom incident at Turn 1, but yeah, poor Freelix had a bit of an incident last week where, yes, got a little bit keyed on the throttle coming out of Turn 1, and the rear end of the car decided it wanted to go faster than the front end of the car.
You bottled it.
Well, I'm trying to be kind, because if he didn't do that, he would have most definitely overtaken me in that race. So, I'm not going to lie, I'm a little grateful for it, but at the same time, my condolences.
My condolences, giggle.
No, I do genuinely feel bad.
I feel empathy, I don't feel...
I'm just too nice. I should probably stop doing that. I need to become a bit more of a prick. Is that what you're saying?
I think there are some professional race drivers out there who use that quite well.
Yes. So, just having a look at Captain Muffin here. He's dropping some very consistent times in the 204s, including the current fastest lap of a 204.068, so nearly dropping into the 203s on a race lap. Has had a couple of excursions into the very low 205s, like 205.14. How's his tyre life looking as he's on lap 10 at the moment?
It's actually... the 14's going to be will kill him. No, he's actually probably about 55% worn on the front too. The back are about sort of 45, 48% worn. That's pretty standard on these cars.
So 55% worn on the fronts. Could it be possible he's actually managing to find some tyre life, or do you think he's going to do
it's a little bit better than Hodes at the moment, and as good as Slappers. 14 laps, so he can actually do 14 will be a tough call for him, but
if I'm a
we'll find out in a few laps.
If I'm a betting man, I reckon Muffin's going to be, as he gets very squirmy through NGK there. I'd be willing to bet that Muffin will be in on lap 11 or 12. I've just got this sneaking suspicion he's going to drop a... He's going to do a 5-stop. Call me crazy.
Oh, you think he's going to run softs right through? That's
Yep. Just do 2 hours worth of qualifying laps.
yeah.
That's my theory.
He had to be tough, but look, Muffin could do it.
I mean,
As you say, he is the king of the alternative strategy.
with a theoretical 56 lap race, you just need to do one 12-lap stint and the rest to be 11 laps. And he can just drop qualifying laps for 2 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, that's about as alternative strategy as it gets, so... Alright, I'll keep an eye on that. He's got a fair bit of daylight back to Hodes now. It's out 6 seconds. He's got his own bit of daylight back to Heafy. But Hodes is also on the soft tyre as well, isn't he?
Yes, he is, and they're at least 5% more worn than Muffins.
And Heafy is on... My memory's terrible. He's on the medium tyre?
He's the first of our medium runners.
So Slappers is making inroads into him as well. He was on the softs.
Yes, that's correct. And they're pretty well as good as Muffin's tyres.
Just wondering how much more inroads he's going to make, because he's on lap 11 now. It's getting very close to that crossover period where the softs are worn out so much that their lap times have dropped to where the medium tyres are at.
Yes. Well, he's nearly lost a second this lap on his best. At that point, we'll be fast approaching.
Well, here we go. A little bit further behind, speaking of medium tyres, we've got Danico, and there we go, Muffin's in, end of lap 11.
He's blinked.
Looking like my bet is going to pay off. So Danico and Artsy neck and neck through Coca-Cola. No pitting for them yet. So we'll see where Muffin pops out. This alternate strategy could work for him. His biggest killer will be traffic and getting caught in it. If he gets held up too much by traffic in front of him and doesn't come out into clear air, that will hurt him long term down the road.
Yes, but he's actually got, I mean, thinking about that, he's got an awful lot of time in front of him to make up before he starts catching up with people.
So
which may be a really good thing. Yeah. He'll find quite a bit of clear air, like nearly, well, a minute behind where he was.
So how much fuel has he got in the tank at this point?
He filled it up to about 90%. I
So
reckon.
he hasn't quite brimmed the tank.
No. So I dare say, and he's got his soft tyres back on. I think he might be on the money with the strategy. Yeah. Oh boy.
He's going to do 11, a whole bunch of 11 lap stints and a 12 somewhere in there. You know, it sounds crazy, but that's what makes me think Muffin was going to go for it, because that's what he does.
Yeah, he does it well too.
Any strategy that you or I would go, that's stupid. Oop, speaking of which, Hodes has blinked as well. He's coming into the pits. He's in on the end of lap 12. So maybe he's onto the same flavour of juice that Muffin's drinking.
Possibly, yes.
So Heafy inherits the race lead, and Slappers is in the pits as well.
That's all our soft tyre runners, except the banker.
So Heafy's got a comfortable gap of 4.7 seconds back to Danico, who's got Heafy's TO still firmly planted on his rear bumper. Got a sneaking suspicion Artie's just going to be happy to sit there right behind Danico and just save the fuel and then jump him in the pits. How's their fuel situation?
I was just actually looking at that. Heafy, who's still out on track on his mediums, sitting right on 25% fuel, which should get him through to at least lap 16, I would think. Danico is identical tyres at about 20% worn. He's sitting on about maybe 10% fuel, so he's going to be in very soon.
So Danico's got 10%. How's Artie behind him? How's he looking?
Artie's actually, he's sitting on about 20%, maybe, yeah, 22%. Tyres are about 20% worn, so he could go through to lap 16 quite easily too, I think.
So, yeah,
I would guess.
Artie's looking to overtake Danico at this point. I think he's happy to just sit behind, save some fuel, and then come the pit stop. That's close enough to 10% fuel difference. There's 5 seconds straight off the bat.
Certainly is. In fact, Danico's now on his fuel light.
The only downside to doing a fuel save, there he goes, he's seen the fuel light, he's in the pits. The only downside to doing a fuel save strategy like that is if sitting behind somebody to save fuel actually loses you more time than what you gain in the pits.
Yeah.
There's no point gaining 10 seconds in the pit if you're going to lose 15 seconds out on track being behind someone. So yeah,
Yes.
this is just a high-speed chess game.
It certainly is.
With expensive consequences.
And you really do have to pay with fuel. If you want speed, you've got to use the fuel. It's a very difficult balance on this track.
Like the old saying goes, speed costs money. How fast do you want to go?
That's right.
Oh, a couple of the... Boy Bagum's in the pits as well. So Heafy, the two Thunder Boys, P1 and P2 respectively on the track.
Good. Danico and Boybagum are the first of the medium runners to be in, I think.
Interesting, at the end of lap 13 too.
Yeah.
Maybe they are thinking of running the hybrid medium soft strategy. Can you see what tyres they're coming out of?
I'll be able to tell you in a moment. Boybagum's out on the softs. And Danico's put his mediums back on.
Ah, okay. So I'm thinking that Boybagum's running the hybrid medium soft strategy.
Yes, by the looks of it.
Or he might be doing another version of the strategy I ran last week, which was the first stint on the mediums and then the remaining 3 stints on the softs. I just ran the mediums for the first one to get me past the 30-minute mark, and just to buy myself a little bit of extra time, so I didn't have to push those soft tyres as far for the remaining stints of the race. It worked out fairly well for me, but may work out differently for another driver, and depending on the circumstances in the race as well. And Banker is into the pits as well. He's done with his first set of soft tyres. 14 laps on a set of softs.
That's actually looking pretty good. Just starting the 14th, is that correct? Yeah, so he's done 13. Oh no, he's done 14, no. Yeah, done 14. Geez, those tyres are looking good for 14 laps.
Yeah, it almost makes you wonder why you'd pit.
Well,
still had enough fuel to come in for another lap, I'd say. But...
yeah, save the fuel as well, but no, well, that could get him his 14 soft routine right through.
Yeah, that's bang on 30 minutes. Speaking of soft, back to Muffin Watch. He's currently in P5 after that sort of round of pit stops there. And the only drivers left in front of him on track are guys who are yet to pit.
Correct.
In the form of Heafy, Artsy, Rags and CPJ, who are all running on the medium tyres.
I believe these guys will be starting to come in very soon.
Will depend how long they wish to push on those medium tyres. I mean, full tank of fuel, medium tyres and the right kind of driving, you're good for about 40 to 45 minutes, give or take. Whether you can push that long and still get decent times, consistent times out of the mediums. As Artsy's decided to pull the pin, he's down to 4% fuel, so there was no way he's doing another lap. And Muffin has dropped the hammer. The previous lap was a 203.681, and he was purple through that last sector. So I've got a feeling we're going to see a very low 203 here as a race lap. There you go, 203.516. So
Wow.
Ouch. What was our poll time about that?
I think it was. Might have been. Yeah, it was actually 203.4, was it? Or somewhere.
Let me double check for you, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right. I've got it right here.
Oh,
I
nice.
think. And it was. Come on. Open
A
sesame.
203.481.
That was it. Yep.
So he's done a 203.516. So 300ths of a second slower than the qualifying time in a race lap. Right. So I guess my prediction of Muffin just dropping qualifiers for 2 hours is possibly on the money.
Yep. He's managed to keep himself clear space all this time, so making it a very good strategy.
Heafy coming up towards NGK on lap 16. Is he going to pit? Yes, he is. Pulls to the inside, into the pits. Tim Rags doing the same into NGK, not getting too cute on the curbs there. Also into the pits. And I would say with a fair degree of confidence, CPJ is going to be giving me the finger as he goes around Coca-Cola for the 16th time. How's he looking for fuel and tyres there?
I was just looking at that. He's got about, I reckon, 15% fuel left.
Right, so he's got
another 2 laps in him.
Yeah, okay. So another 2 laps, that's going to push him out to very close, will be just under 40 minutes.
See, that's the 19. That's your 2-stopper.
Oh, that's
Yeah, this is the strategy I pulled.
wait, 19, 38, 57. Yeah, the math checks out. All right, so it's probably fair to say you're barracking for CPJ here tonight.
Well, I don't know, actually. No, it's not possible. No, actually, I actually barrack for CPJ. I think that's a strategy that the race comes out the right way, it'll work.
So you've got a soft spot for his strategy.
Yes, yes. And I've also got 2 cracking boys in the Division 1 next week, so
I was just thinking, I'm like, well, you've got to barrack for someone. You've got to barrack for someone here tonight. You haven't got a driver here, so there's no horse in the race, so to speak, for you. So CPJ's coming through. I always get this one wrong. Warsteiner? I'm sure there's going to be some Germans in the chat screaming at me. Yeah, through Advan Borgen. In the interest of not renaming real life corners, I will continue to call it NGK.
I think that's a good idea. It's
And
definitely
yep,
Warsteiner.
yep, CPJ goes around again. It's Captain Muffin. He comes around Coca-Cola. He's only 11 seconds behind CPJ. He might be on for another fastest lap here. It was a little bit slower in the previous one, but 204. He's back in the 204s, but that's still noticeably quicker than anybody else on track right now. Hodes is out on the into P3. 2.4 seconds back to Slappers. And Boybagum, not that far behind, about the same gap, 2 seconds. Those three guys, Hodes, Slappers and Boybagum, are they all on the same compound of time?
No, Slappers is on the medium, Boybagum's on the soft, beefies. I was just thinking that Boybagum's really going to have to put his foot down to make some time up here and use those softs properly.
He's made up a couple of tenths there in the final sector on Slappers. He has just dropped off again. Seems to be struggling a bit with the Hawkhaken, aka Turn 1. AKA, I have another nickname for it that I'm not allowed to say for another hour and 7 minutes. So all running their own strategy at the moment. Boybagum does have the clear air in front of him. So he's not burning up the softs, but he will nearly get a wiggle on. He's got he's got a fair bit of time back to Heafy in P6. Danico is once again the meat in the Thunder Esports burger.
CPJ finally comes in.
Finally into the pits, 17 laps. Not a bad effort at all. Wait, so 17 laps?
18.
No, he's
Yeah,
done,
18 laps.
He's done 17.
He's done 18.
I think
He's on lap 19 now.
Right, yes. I am mentally deficient in the mathematical department as Danico slots it down the inside of Heafy at NGK, but Heafy gets a better exit, chucks it back up the inside for Coca-Cola. This, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be very, very spicy going into turn 1. Might just stay on board with this. Meanwhile, Artsy in the background saying, yes guys, battle, fight it out. I want to catch back up and get involved in this. Danico, brilliant under brakes into turn 1. Holds the inside going through Mercedes. Very, very smooth. So he's managed to extract himself from the sandwich, get himself into front. Let's see if he can take advantage of some clean air and get away from the two Thunder guys. Banco's managed to make his way up into P8. Is he back out on the soft tyres again?
Yes, he certainly is.
Okay, so he's probably looking for a 3-stop all softs by the look of it.
That's what I'm thinking he's looking like. He's sitting on about 70% fuel, so it should get him through to lap 28, I believe.
Something going on with Tinder Rags. He's back down in P9. Just having a look at his lap times is...
He's only just got out of the pits.
Ah, that'll do it. That'll do it. That's right. He ran extra a little bit longer than the other guys on the mediums. Right. That's where we're at. Okay. Oof. Just getting a little bit worried for a second. Just... Credit to all the comms guys who can just keep a track of 14 drivers off the top of their head as to who's doing what, who's where. I've got 11 and 10. 10. I can't even count right. I've got 10 and I'm not going to lie, I'm struggling a little bit trying to keep track of who was where, respectively, what tyres, who's everyone on. I've got notes here as well, but it's just a giant mess. I think my brain is actually the limiting factor in amongst all of this.
Software update needed.
Oh yeah, I should have updated drivers before I started. I think my firmware's a little bit out of date. Anyway, so Muffin currently comfortably leading by 42 seconds over Hodes, but that time will come down. He's finishing lap 20 now, so either lap 22 or 23 we will see Muffin in the pits if he's running that crazy alternate strategy that I predict he very much will be, because he has as much as we like to give him a bit of shtick about it, the guy actually has a habit of pulling it off. Like, just the execution just works out a lot, like, so damn well. You can't help but marvel at the guy.
Yes.
Well, here we go. Got a bit of a three-way battle here with Hode, Slappers and Boibagum. That pack is tightened right up. So we've got Hodes and Slappers, I believe, on the mediums, and Boibagum on the softs.
That is correct.
Ooh, as Hodes has run very, very deep there into the Hawkharken. Give Slappers he's getting a bit wiggly on the exit as well. Might just jump on board Boibagum through this Mercedes Arena section. So we'll get a perspective from Black Rose Racing Car. See, he's closing right up through the tight twisty bits, using his soft tyre advantage over the two guys running the mediums in front of him. So he's not looking too aggressive at this stage. I don't think he wants to get involved in this battle. I don't think he wants a three-way fight, because he knows that will chew up his tyres very, very quickly. Also can't afford to sit around for too long and just waste his tyres circulating. Got to take advantage of the grip while he can. Coming through Michelin. You can just see Hodes getting all kinds of crossed up there. With that extra grip, he's able to get a much better exit. Coming up the Advan. Slappers goes defensive. Boibagum's just backed out of it, not the time or the place. But he will have a look under brakes into Coca-Cola.
Certainly will.
He's got the inside line, he's got the grip, so he can put the power down. But this is going to be a two-way drag race into turn one. Slappers has just got the nose ahead. Boibagum has the inside. who's got the biggest set under brakes. Was very respectful. Boy Bagum taking a very big risk going that tight line because that does tend to upset the car under power.
He's taking the undercut to him.
Oh, Slappers was very wide there. Leaves the door open for Boy Bagum, who slides on through it before it gets shut. There has been a little bit of a free kick to Hodes, who has gotten away with the tune of 1.5 seconds. Keep an eye on Boy Bagum, see if he can extend that gap out to extend the gap out from Slappers. Alright, what else have we got going on track? Got a bit of allergies going on in the comms box.
Sorry about that.
All good, all good. We've got Danico
I thought I needed it.
cruising around in P5. Still got Artsy. He's got both of the Thunder boys for company still. He hasn't managed to shake them off like he probably would have liked to. He got out of the Thunder sandwich, but he's still got potential to end up back there, unfortunately. But, he's doing a great job to just keep his nose in front. A little bit more TV time for the banker in P8. He's running the longest stint on the soft tyres. How are his tyres looking as he's about halfway through his second stint?
Well, he's sitting at just under half a tank of fuel, but his tyres are pretty well 45% worn, so he's got a little bit more left in him.
So he's on track for the 3-stop all softs. The half-hour stints.
Yes.
Excellent. So he's tracking well. He's got Tinder Rags only 2.3 seconds behind at this point. How Tinder Rags, did he come out on the mediums or did he?
Yeah, he's come back out on the mediums, so he ran a stint, I think medium's second stint. I think he last pinned on lap 6.
End of lap 16, I believe it was.
Yes, it was. There you go. End of 16 into 17, yes.
And CPJ hit at the end of lap 18.
Yes. So he's still going to make one of those. He's still going to do 2 19-lap stints.
There we go. Speaking of pit laps, Muffin in the end of lap 23. So he's just done his 12-lap stint. So after doing an 11-lap stint, so he can just do 11 lappers from here on and just keep dropping qualifiers for the next hour and 11 minutes.
He's earned himself a 40-second lead, so I think this strategy will pay for his extra pit.
If he can keep it up and not make mistakes and not get caught in traffic, most certainly. But it's about a 20, what was it? About a 20-something second transit time, plus another couple of seconds for your tyres, and then, 2 litres a second of fuel. So depending how much you throw in, depends on how much longer you're going to be stuck in there for.
Yeah, it can be around a minute mark, and that's an awful long time.
So Boy Bagum has inherited the current race lead with Danico in hot pursuit, and these Black Rose and Hooncourt cars refuse to separate and ease my confusion. I mean, I'm all for it. I'm all for great racing, but Slappers are still there or thereabouts. He's hanging off the rear bumper of Hodes. He's not letting go. And they don't want to get too cute because less than 3 seconds back is. I swear these guys have been catching up. That gap was a lot more earlier of Danico and the two Thunder guys.
I think it was actually a little bit more earlier.
I think it was along the lines of 4.5 to 5 seconds back. So possibly Danico being out in front of the Thunder guys has worked out well for everybody concerned there because he's just dragging them along for the ride. And we're only 50 minutes in. But, a little bit more patience. That the three cars in first, second, and third at the moment could find themselves in a six-way battle.
Look at the consistency on Danico's times. 2059, 2056, 2054, 3, 2056, 2057, 2055, 2059, 2055. Wow.
Yeah, that one lone 206 is just, it's just, aside from that one lone 206 lap, that is just an absolute flawless performance. Oh, as Artsy sends it down the inside.
Wow.
Wow, that was...
Good move.
That was brilliant. We are going to have a look at that on the JSM accounting action replay. If I can actually remember how to do it. Because it's been a hot minute. Into turn one, under brakes. Gets the nose in. Slides on by. I think he's just caught Danico completely by surprise there.
Hodes and Slappers is going to get very serious soon.
So sorry, ladies and gentlemen, you had to not have the pleasure of hearing my voice there. I was going into a mild panic as that last action replay caused a bit of a system crash in the computers here in the comms box, but fortunately everything is all good to go and back up and running. My heart rate is slowly returning to normal. Might have to take it easy on the replays, I think, tonight. I don't want to go give myself any more heart attacks. Just checking in the YouTube chat. Robert Rice is doing the same maths we're doing. CPJ will have to do 2 19-lap stints now for the 2 stop the work. He is correct. That math does check out. It's nice to have somebody who's not on stream double checking our math. S1 history has shown that people in the comms box are not good at doing math on the fly. Our record of that is not good. So currently, fastest lap still being held by Captain Muffin. Don't think that's going to be broken anytime soon. Speaking of Muffin Watch, currently in P6, got 8.3 seconds to Heafy in front of him. Go, get rid of that. Gotta love it when the system just crashes. Messes up all your settings, but that's fine. That's fine. Right, so he's cruising around 6th position at the moment. He's only 12 seconds off the race lead, so his next pit stop will be lap 34 theoretically. So dropping the kind of lap times he is at the moment over Slappers and Hodes, who are doing times in the low 206s, which is very respectable from this stage of medium tyres. It's entirely possible that Muffin could be back up on the podium before his next pit stop.
It's quite likely. Again, we've got to be careful of doing the math and the fly here.
I just went with podium. I'm being conservative. I'm not picking a position. But speaking of picking a position, Danico has found himself as the meat in the Thunder sandwich again. Oh, that was right. Sorry, Artsy did pull that brilliant move under brakes into turn 1, and the replay of which caused my system crash. So, yes.
And now he's giving Hodes a bit of grief.
Yeah, there's just a little bit of Morse code on the back of the bumper, I think. Just a polite, hello, I am here. I would like to get past. How are they looking in terms of tyre wear? Who's got the better situation between Hodes and Artsy?
Hodes is actually worse off. He's sitting on about 45% worn, and fuel, he needs fuel now. He'll be lucky to make it in, I think.
Oh, yeah, and he does start into the pits as is Danico.
But Artsy definitely had the better tyres.
Or Hodes with 1%, Danico with 2%.
Artsy's still got a good 24% fuel left, so still a few more laps left with him.
And he's got his teammate as a buffer from the hard and fast charging Captain Muffin, who's still dropping 203s. His last 2 laps were a 203.5 and a 203.7.
Wow.
The fastest lap was a 203.516. His previous lap was a 203.543. So the man is a machine right now.
He's really on fire tonight.
Guarantee the in-car cooling fan will be going flat out. He will not be Kimi Räikkönen. He will have the drink. And he will just have the head down and be pumping out fast laps, which... Pumping out fast laps is one thing. Doing it for 2 hours without ending up in a sand trap is quite another. So now that I've said that, I'm going to get the camera off him. So, and on to Tim Durags, who nearly ended up in the sand trap on the exit of Dunlop Curve there. You've also got to be careful going up through the Schumacher S's as well, because if you take a little bit too much curb on the inside on the left-hander, it really unsettles the car at about 170 kilometers an hour. And when this car starts sliding at that kind of speed, because you get to this certain point where you're no longer in control. You are a passenger. And unfortunately, I have ended up facing the wrong direction in the outside sand trap of that corner too many times for my liking in practice. As Slappers has come into the pits with 1% of fuel, he's managed to go that 1 extra lap. Artsy and Heafy still going around again. The gap between Muffin and Heafy has come down to 3.3 seconds. The Banker is in the pits as well. bang on 1 hour. He's still got 10% fuel in his tank. So he's looking on track for his 3-stop all softs strategy. That promotes Tim Durags back up to P4, which is this is a good example of just how confusing different strategies in an endurance race can be, because not 15 minutes ago, Tim Durags was in P10.
Yes, he was.
And I was sitting there trying to work out how that had happened. But now that we've got a bit more of an idea of who's doing what in terms of strategy, and it's starting to play out a little bit more, it's not so confusing for me. It's only taken me halfway through the race to work out what's going on. Sounds about right, actually.
Okay.
So how is Tim Durags looking for fuel and tyres? How's he travelling?
He's actually about 40% worn and about 25% fuel, so he's good for another 3 or 4 laps.
Okay.
4 laps, I think he can get out of that. The big one here is CP J50. He's still looking good for his 2-stopper.
He's theoretically going to be in on lap 37, 38, give or take.
He actually should be 38, I think. Has to be.
Somewhere around there. So he's still got another 8-9 laps to go. So we'll check in back on him very shortly. Just going to have a look. Okay, the gap between Muffin and Heafy's down to 2 seconds now. This is a little bit of a critical moment for Muffin, because actually he pitted lap 23, he pitted, so doing another 11 lap stint will be lap 34. See, it's easy when it's simple math. And the way he's going, he will catch Heafy, yeah, I'd say by the end of this lap, the way he's going. So that'll put it at the end of lap 30, so he will have another 4 laps to go before he'll need to pit. How much resistance is Heafy going to put up? How defensive is he going to go? Is he going to be... Sorry?
Every fraction of a second that he actually takes off is going to hurt Muffin. Muffin can't afford to get stuck with the strategy.
Well, I mean, while they're not directly, like being on such different strategies, they're not so much racing each other right now. But at the same time, they are still racing each other, and they may not know who's doing what in terms of strategy. So, I mean, everyone is in their rights to hold their position on track and not just hand it over just because the guy is faster. I mean, catching a person is one thing, getting past them. Can confirm, last week when you were doing your conservative medium tyre strategy, I was on a lighter fuel load, fresh softs. Catching you was one thing, getting past you, completely different story.
It certainly is, and then it costs both drivers to get past. It's getting towards this stage of the race, you don't want to give up too many places.
So Artsy's just thrown a curveball in. He's pulled into the pits with 5% left in the tank. He's had enough of those mediums. He's gotten past the hour mark, so just keep an eye on Artsy, see if he comes out on some soft tyres or not. I wonder if he's going to try and switch it up from this point.
I think that'd be the sensible option.
It's doable. I mean, it'll be nearly an hour and 6 minutes by the time he comes out of the pit with fuel, so... Got Muffin right on the back of Heafy now. There's 2 tenths in it. He's going to be impatient, but he doesn't want to be too impatient because it could end in disaster. Coming into Dunlop. Muffin pulls to the inside. A little bit of Craig Lowndes, show the nose. Oh, Heafy's gone deep under brakes. They're side by side, coming out of Dunlop. Oh, side by side into the Schumacher. Muffin's got it done. Just Heafy going a little bit deep under brakes into Dunlop has given Muffin the brake he needs. That's a crucial moment in this race strategy for Muffin there.
Certainly was.
While it's a little bit of a slip up for Heafy, it hasn't cost him too much time either, so he'll be able to just sit on the back of Muffin at the moment, use his slipstream. Now, does Heafy come into the pits this lap? Muffin's still got a few more until he's due. Yeah, Heafy's going around again.
Oh.
So Artsy's out in P6. What tyres did Artsy come out on? As he's got Slappers. Whoa.
He's actually coming out on medium tyres and a full tank.
Right, okay. So he's on the mediums. How's Slappers?
Slappers is on his soft tyres. He's about 80% fuel. He's only just come out of the pits one laps ago. So yeah, he's still pretty good on fuel, but the tyres are just starting to get warmed up now, so he should be able to have a crack at Artsy. But
Yeah,
Artsy's a fast operator.
He's looking very racy at the moment. He looks very keen to want to get past Artsy. Boy the Gooms just quietly snuck into P5 as well. How's he travelling for tyres?
He's onto the medium tyres. I thought he'd have a crack at the mediums. And again, he's actually only 4 laps out of 5 laps
Okay, because
out of the pits.
he did a medium soft, and now that he's back on the mediums again, I would throw a
He
guess
actually did
out.
a soft. He did a soft.
Oh, right, yep, okay, I stand
So I think he'll be in for. He'll do this mediums and I actually go for another set of softs.
So he's 22 seconds off the back of CPJ in P4.
Yes.
Heafy's still tagging along in Muffin's slipstream as they come through Advan into NGK.
Surely Heafy's going to pit this lap. Yes, in he goes.
So Heafy's in. Keep an eye on him and see where he pops out in regards to his teammate. Oh, his teammate. Who is still holding station in P6. Pretty similar fuel situation to Slappers behind him, but Slappers is on the softs, as you said. And Tinder Rags is in the pits as well. 4% fuel has decided to pull the pin and let's do it. Artsy getting all kinds of defensive here at Michelin. Placing the car brilliantly and Warsteiner. Got the long back straight with the little Advan kink. You can take that out of context very easily.
Well, in Germany it might not be out of context at all.
That's true. The black rubber bend.
Again, Germany.
It's just a normal day at work for me.
CPJ's actually up there in second place. Looking alright. Probably nearly 30% fuel, 27% fuel, sorry. A good set of tyres.
He's still holding off Slappers. It's going to be frustrating for Slappers, I would imagine. He's got the faster tyre, but he can't quite take advantage of them. and Nico behind has picked up a half-second penalty. I'd say he's gotten a little bit cute at the Mercedes arena there. And that's going to hurt because he's got Hodes near second behind him. So having to serve that penalty on this lap will drop him back to P7. Then you've got Heafy, he will be back in the hunt. He's nearly 3 seconds behind Hodes at this point. So Danico will lose out to his teammate. So it comes through Michelin, through Warsteiner, and the penalty burn zone is just at the start of this little back straight kick onto the brakes for half a second. Now, is there some teamwork going on here? Nope, there is no bumping, there is no help your teammate along. Hosey just slips on by with minimum of fuss, but no, that's all fair. But now that they are bumper to bumper, they can work together to help each other out with a little bit of bump drafting and some slipstream. Might help them gain a little bit more distance to Heafy. They don't want to get cute and start battling.
Oh, I think someone might want to actually message Danico that one. He's having a crack.
Yeah, as he has put the nose down the inside of turn one. Now they're both on the same compound of tyre.
Yes, they are. Both almost identical wear, fuel, very close to each other.
Right, so medium tyres, I presume?
Yes, both on medium tyres.
So they are. Ooh, Hodes runs a little bit wide on the exit of the forward curve there. He's getting in the way of his teammate now. Come on, boys, work it out.
There is no team orders here.
Yeah, no, I think Nismo Nath, the team owner of Hooncorp, has basically just thrown the team orders out the window and just said, race on, boys. But I don't know, it might be worthwhile jumping on the team radio and saying, yeah, racing's one thing, but, you know, holding each other up is a completely different kettle of fish.
Every man for himself. Oh, and Heafy's pulled up a big penalty there too.
I was just about to say, because of these Hooncorp guys battling, that gap has come down to 1.7 seconds. But that's going to extend back out again very rapidly after Heafy's picked up that penalty. So maybe the two Hooncorp boys have gotten away with it for a little while here. They're still running nose to tail, going hammer and tong.
Still got approximately 20 laps left to run.
Still, yeah, 22 laps to go, give or take. Speaking of which, Muffin, the Muffin Watch. We're on lap 35. How is he travelling?
He's obviously 44 seconds. That's getting there towards being an extra pit stop. But his fuel, he'll be probably in on this lap. He's on the flashing red light. His tyres are a good 80% worn out. So he'd be definitely struggling on them.
Lap 35, that's 12 laps since his last pit stop, which was lap 23. And he is into the pits.
Pretty well spot on your prediction.
He has gone for the crazy 5 stop, 4 stop, 5 stop. My math is 11.
4 stop.
33, 44. Yep, 4 stop. Sounds good. Right. So that will it hand CPJ the interim lead of the race. He's just coming through Advan curve right now towards the braking zone for NGK.
Yeah, I believe CP will end up in front after this. About 10 seconds, I'd imagine.
Alright, so it'll probably give something Muffin to chase for a few laps until CPJ from memory, he will be pitting around lap 38.
Yes, that's correct.
37, 38, give or take. So Muffin's still got fuel going in the tank. Boy Bagum has made his way past. Ooh, hang on, hold up. Muffin's coming out of the pits. Oh, this is going to be tight between Muffin and Boy Bagum into turn 1. Muffin's got the inside. Boy Bagum a little bit squirmy. He's got the inside coming through Mercedes Arena. He's not giving this position up to Muffin at all.
No. Muffin wants it. Muffin doesn't want to get caught behind Boy Bagum.
Makes very short work of that.
You shall not pass.
My position, young fella. Move. Wasn't particularly wasn't forceful. Just,
no. He's just out tired him.
I've got better grip. That will give Boy Bagum a little bit of slipstream, which he will need at the moment because he's got a very hard charging Artsy and Slappers who are still running line astern to each other. Slappers unable to take advantage of his soft tyres over Artsy on the mediums. But he hasn't fallen back either, so nothing lost, nothing gained. The Battle of the Hooncourt cars seems to have settled down. Toad's settling into position in P6. He's got 6/10 in front of his teammate. So they seem to have managed to sort things out amongst themselves. Maybe Nismo Nath did jump on the team radio and send a few stern words. Start of lap 37.
Slappers is having a crack at Thunder. Taking him. Thunder Arts, he's not having it.
Getting very, very willing here at Mercedes Arena. Slappers has finally managed to make the soft tyre advantage work for him. He's found an opening over Artsy and made it stick. Moves his way up into P4. He's got Boy Bagum now firmly in his sights. He's only 6/10 further in front. And he's on the medium tyre, so Slappers does have the tyre grip advantage over him for now. But he also does have Artsy still firmly attached to his rear bumper, so it's not going to be a case of just eyes forward. He's going to have one eye on the side rear view mirror as well.
Well, Artsy's still got about 60% fuel left in him. And his tyres are hardly worn at all. Fair few laps left in him, whereas Slappers is going to have to be in the pits. Well, probably a good 2 or 3 laps, 2 laps earlier.
Right, so you'd say Slappers is going to be in the pits, say lap 39. As Artsy sends it down the inside, NGK
Changes that.
Wow, that was well, at the risk of my computer breaking again. Nope. You know what? think the replay feature has decided to exit the chat, unfortunately. So I guess on the upside, everything's still working, except the replay feature. That's alright. We'll be back in the comms box for the final of our endurance round for the category 1A in 2 weeks' time, due to the Easter weekend next weekend. So that will give me plenty of time to fine-tune the electronics here, as Artie is getting very, very involved with the rear bumper of Boy Bagoom. Boy Bagoom's a little bit wide on exit of Dunlop there as they come up through the Schumacher S's. It's very much a one car line through there though. Going side by side is Slappers is keen to make the move on Artie going into Michelin. It's some great door-to-door racing. Artie takes it back out of Warsteiner. Boy Bagoom will be looking in his rearview mirror and absolutely cheering at this right now, going, "Yes, boys, fight! Leave me alone!" I thought Slappers was...
got to make the best of those soft tyres.
I really thought he was going to have a look at a move under brakes there into NGK, but not to be. Thought better of it this time round, as CPJ is in the pits at the end of lap 38. Right on schedule, so he is down for a 2-stop medium run. So we'll see how that stacks out against the conservative strategy, how that stacks out against the crazy aggressive alternate strategy of Captain Muffin. This battle with Artsy and Boy Bagoom still going down through the Mercedes arena. Boy Bagoom has the inside, but Artsy's got a great drive out of that corner. Slapper's looking to make the move on Boy Bagoom, get a 2-for-1 deal. Boy Bagoom holding defensive in the Ford curve. Wait, is that Ford curve? No, that was Valvoline, my bad. This one, the right-hander's Ford. Close enough, missed it by 20 metres. It's fine. Artie's picked up P2. Boy Bagoom fighting for his life at the moment to stay on the podium. Still got 40 minutes to go, ladies and gentlemen, but he's already fighting tooth and nail for his position. You can tell he wants a podium, but there's a couple of alternate strategy runners who might have something to say about that. Speaking of strategy runners, I just want to check back in with the banker. He's still on the soft tyre. He's currently in P9, but as we know, he's doing a 3-stop all soft run. He's only 3 seconds behind Tim Durags.
Yeah, he's got to get to lap 42. The end of 42.
Boy Bagoom I just saw into the pits. Yes, it is.
Yes.
At the end of lap 40. So I hesitate to guess he's going to go on to a fresh set of mediums and fuel it up to the end with about 35 minutes to go. That's my guess. We will see how correct or incorrect I am. Yep, still got fuel going in the tank. It's got to be so demoralising. You've gone from 3rd on track to 10th
Yes.
in a pit stop. That's painful. But that is the ups and downs of the enduro race. You've just got to keep calm and level head. Know your numbers. And you've also got to hope and pray a little bit that everything just works out for you. So Muffin's currently got, what has he got? He's got a 10-second lead over Arcee, who has managed to, he's just, it's telling me on the timing boards that he's pit, but I know that to be incorrect, and I have just noticed that Muffin has reset the current fastest lap to a 2:03.447.
As indeed. Oh, it's early.
That is, it's getting disgusting. Although, I reckon there's probably a little bit of a wager going on in the Ironheart garage as to between Muffin and his teammate Geesh as to who can set the fastest race lap. I wonder if there's a little cheeky wager going on between those two.
It's quite possible.
Of course, that may also depend on whether Geesh wants to run similarly crazy strategy or not.
Oh, after watching this, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely viable. There's a few factors in the race that are outside of your control that you've got to factor in, but it's definitely doable. So Artie's managed to get himself a clear bit of track. Slappers has also managed to get himself a little bit of a gap back to Heafy as well. Was that someone just ducking into the pits I saw there? Yes, it was Hodes.
Yes,
And
he's running
his-
out on this.
And
No
his
other
teammate
rag.
as well. The exact same amount of fuel in the tank at 4 litres. So the Hooncourt boys are pretty much running identical strategies, one would think. And Slappers has taken over Danico's position as the meat in the Thunder Sandwich right now, with Artsy currently running P2 and Heafy running P4. Slightly different strategies, but not that far apart on track. Artsy's in P2, Slappers 4.5 seconds, and then there's less than a second back to Heafy off the back of Slappers. Now, what tyres is Heafy running, out of curiosity?
I think he's on the medium tyres. He's actually really looking good on fuel still too. He's at about 40-odd%. So
But he's on the mediums and pulling time out of Slappers on the softs.
that's correct. Well, Slapper's softs are pretty well destroyed. They're 90% gone. He's still got about 20% fuel in the tank, but I'd be surprised if he goes another lap on those stuff.
Well, we're at an hour and a half right now. So might be safe to say that he will be coming into the pits this lap. Given how worn his tyres are, he may only need to do like by the time he pits and fuels, that'll be less than 30 minutes. As Heafy chucks it down the inside and under brakes into NGK. Gets the job done. What does Slappers do? Dives to the inside, into pit lane.
Yep.
There we go. Unfortunately had to concede the position, but he'll be in for a fresh set of tyres. There's Tinder Rags. Another guy who's been up and down the timing boards due to differences in strategies all night. He's definitely keeping me on my toes, keeping a track of where he's at. So he takes over P4 on track, and the banker comes in for his final pit stop for his 3-stop soft tyre strategy. And CPJ, the man who's running the 2-stopper. Just coming through NGK now. Coming out of Coca-Cola. It was telling me that... Gotta love the GT7 timing screens.
Yeah.
He's found his rhythm after his pit stop. He's just slotted into his 207 bracket, which, not gonna lie, that's still fairly solid pace on a medium tyre conservative strategy.
Well, put it this way, he's 1 minute 21 off the lead, which is a pit stop, but everyone in front of him actually does owe us one more pit stop. So he's, I reckon CPJ 50 could be on target podium here.
He could indeed. I mean, he's running quicker lap times on a conservative medium tyre strategy than I did driving aggressively on medium tyres. So he's a second a lap faster than me, driving conservatively.
Yeah.
So it's a podium is definitely not outside of the realms of possibility for him. Just like to say hello to everyone on stream watching. There's 20 of you at the moment. Nice to see you've all stuck around with us so far. It's nice to have you all here, despite the earlier technical issues, which we get thrown something new every single week, and it's basically a challenge to overcome them. I am
But we
not an
do.
expert. I'm not an expert, I just do the best I can. So CPJ, he's got Slappers coming in hot, who's 3 seconds astern at the moment. So he's given another lap or two, keep an eye on that gap, but it will be coming down at a rapid rate of knots. Will have company in the form of Boy McGrook, who's only 3 seconds down. He's managed to give Hodes a slip as well. Though the two Whom Court boys are 2.7 seconds apart, so probably a little bit of... Actually, no, that was about the gap they had when they both went into the pits with an equal amount of fuel. So I think it's safe to say these two are probably running a fairly identical strategy.
So. Should see Thunder coming in any minute.
No, Artsy is giving us the finger as he goes around another lap.
Okay.
Takes Coca-Cola bend onto the main straight. Polishes off lap 44. I reckon he might just wanted to push that extra lap now. So he'll duck in the pits at the end of this lap. Fresh set of soft tyres, low fuel, go hammer and tog. Because he knows that Captain Muffin will owe another pit stop. I reckon he would have figured that out by now. And he's only 12 seconds down on the Muffin man. As Tim DeRags comes into the pits.
He is, but Muffin Man's actually nearly 25% fuel compared to Thunder's 5. So there's 10 seconds fuel difference.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Yeah, the math is not quite mathing for RT, I don't think. But he has got his teammate also currently sitting in P3.
Yes. Yes. Yes, he'll be in next lap, I'd imagine. Or you could make a Larry out of me as well. Definitely not. Now Slappers is actually he's done his final stop. He should be able to make the rest of the race from where he is now. Ought to be close. Oh, nah. Oh, about a 10-second gap. No dropping. Well, that'll be hard to hold. It'll be interesting how far Heafy and what happens with Heafy and Thunder after this pit stop, which might be our last pit stop for all of them.
My apologies for the lack of commentary audio, guys in the chat. Thank you for the heads up.
Oh.
I clicked the wrong thing and may have switched off some microphones. My bad.
Oh.
Slappers is in the pits, right? Okay, so there's always that one guy who wants to prove us wrong when it comes to our predictions.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, Slappers? What? Heafy's in the pits.
Sorry.
Sleeping.
Sorry. Don't mind me. I am having a moment. I'm having a seniors moment right now. Yes.
These Thunder cars are very close to each other. Again.
Well, so Heafy's currently got the advantage over his TO in the form of Artsy. Wonder will there be team orders? There's only 1 or 2 points difference between them in the standings at the moment. Pretty sure Heafy's got the one up over Artsy at the moment. I did have the pleasure of meeting both of these guys a couple of weeks ago while I was up in Sydney. Some very chill guys, very relaxed, great to have a talk to, nice to meet in person. But as you can see, very, very competitive on track, and noticeably quicker than I am. So quite happy to leave them up in Cat 1. I have no aspirations to join them anytime soon.
We couldn't have forgotten about Muffin, his final stop. He was the only one outstanding with a stop. You shouldn't have to put too much fuel in it either. That's 72%. Nice set of fresh softs.
Less than 20 minutes to go. Yeah, sounds about right. About 70% fuel. Bang it out. Let's go for gold.
Still holding a 17-second lead.
I reckon there might be a few of the Group A boys watching the stream tonight, taking notes.
Yes.
Normally when Muffin's explaining his strategy ideas, people are not exactly paying attention, but I think people will be up and about after this performance tonight and be like, maybe there's something to this. 17 minutes to go. He's got 17 seconds back to the two Thunder guys who are looking like they might just lock out the remaining steps on the podium. The only people who could have a bit of a say in that are Slappers at the moment, who's sitting in P4, but he's 9 seconds astern of Artsy. He's in a little bit of no man's land again. He's got 9 seconds to Artsy in front of him. He's 9 seconds to Boy Bagoom behind him. And Boy Bagoom happens to have Tim Durags and CPJ as rear bumper ornaments right now. So he's going to be definitely fighting hard to stay ahead of Tim Durags. I'm not sure if CPJ has the car to be able to battle with these guys, but he might have the ability to stay in position and pick up the scraps from this fight, because Tim Durags is getting very, very feisty here with Boy Bagoom as he pulls alongside, coming through Advan into the braking zone for NGK. Who's got the bigger set? Tim Durags backs out of it, looks for the switchback, gets a great exit, holds it up the inside for Coca-Cola. Boy Bagoom forced to concede. But Boy Bagoom looking for the switchback, gets a great run onto the main straight. This battle will continue. And I don't think CPJ will be complaining one iota, because it will be slowing these two up for him to just keep doing his steady pace. Oh, Boy Bagoom, tight line, little bit squirmy, still side by side, coming through Mercedes. This is some great racing, ladies and gentlemen. Hour and 45 minutes in, and these guys are still going side by side. Very respectful racing too, love to see it. And
we're basically, both of them are on the exact same wear percentage of tyres, but one's on soft and one's on.
Ooh, who's on? Was it Tinder Rags on the soft?
That's correct. Nuburgring's actually doing all this on medium tyres.
Wow. Alright, so Tinder Rags appears to have got the best of him here. He's used that tyre advantage. But how much has he burned in that little exchange right there? Is that going to come back to bite him in the next, well, what do we got? 14 and a half minutes to go.
Yep.
Is that tyre wear, like he used in that battling to get past Nuburgring, is that going to come back to hurt him in another 10 minutes time? We will have to wait and see, I'm afraid. That gap to Nuburgring and CPJ is down to 1 second, so Nuburgring could find himself under fire here from the conservative strat runner if he's not careful.
Oh, Thunder takes the Artsy takes the fastest lap.
Oh my god, a 2 minute 3.011. That is mental. A near 202 race lap. Now, factor in he's got the slipstream from his teammate, but that is still a nuts lap. And I reckon Muffin will probably be cursing his name right now. He really would have wanted that extra point. But then again, the Thunder guys want the extra points as well.
Well, he might be a little bit upset. He's actually half-second penalty.
Oh dear. Where would he have picked that up? At the Mercedes Arena, you would say?
I actually think he picked it up before then. I think he picked it up at that the NGK chicane.
Oh, way back then.
Yeah, I think so.
That's going to be a free kick to his teammate. It's going to let Artsy get on by. Will he give the spot back is the question. I mean, he is the team owner. He could just pull rank and say too bad. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be anything given back.
Nah, I wouldn't be.
I could probably say with a fair degree of confidence that I wouldn't either if I was in that position. It's all good. My team owner lives in a different state than I do, so if I disobey team orders, it's not the end of the world. It's just the next time we're in the same state as each other, it could be interesting.
Yeah. Someone's got to buy someone a beer.
It's probably more than one.
That's the start.
Right, so Slappasmate still P4. Tinderag's P5. Nuburgring, he has managed to hold station in P6. He's managed to extend the gap out to CPJ, out to 2 and a bit seconds. So he's looking fairly safe there. We've got just under 11 minutes to go. CPJ's got a gap of just over 4 seconds back to the 2 Hooncourt guys. Well, when I say 2, I mean Hode's being 4 and a bit seconds behind him. There's a gap of just over 3 seconds back to Danico. So I don't think... Well, Hodes could be a threat to CPJ, who is running that conservative 2-stop medium strategy.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to hold Hodes off next to what, 4-5 laps. It'll be tough.
Gaps 4.2 at 4.2 we'll call it at the moment. Just keep an eye on that over the next couple of laps. I think Muffin wants the fastest lap. He's just dropped a 2:03.441, which is his personal best. It's still 4/10 off the fastest lap. Currently, or now held by Artsy. Dangerously close to a 2:02. So, Group A guys, there's some motivation for you. I want to see next week, I want to see a 2:02 race lap. I don't care who does it, I just want to see it done. I can almost hear the good doctor vomiting in a paper bag from here. So the two Thunder guys still running line astern, only a couple of tenths between them. I reckon, knowing they've got the second and third lockout on the podium, I don't think they'd want to get too cute with each other. It's not the time. Got just under 9 minutes left in a 2-hour endurance race. Your second and third on the podium. The words, "Don't do anything stupid," should be going over the team radio. Or at least those words would be my own personal mantra that I would just be repeating to myself.
Yes, but no, if I started doing that, I'd be repeating it myself until I lost concentration on the next one. Self-fulfilling prophecies.
Nearly a little bit of a lost concentration there for Heafy on the exit of that was Dunlop. Wait, no. Yeah, that one. Warsteiner, yes, that's the one. Got a little bit wide on the exit, picked up a little bit of gravel, but just happy to run in formation with his teammate, I would imagine, at this stage.
CPJ's managed to hold his gap there well still. Back to Hodes.
Yeah, he's still got 4.5 seconds. He's doing well there. He's still got 2 seconds to Boya Bagum in front. So that gap's hovering at around the same number. He's not going forwards, but he's also not going backwards at the same time. So actually, I swear that gap between Boya Bagum and CPJ has come down a couple of tenths.
I think it has.
I mean, CPJ on that last lap ran a 2:06.33. Boya Bagum ran a 2:07.36. And I swear there's another couple of tenths that have just dropped off there.
Yeah.
So how's Boya Bagum's tyres compared to CPJ?
Well, that's the thing. Boya Bagum's tyres are a fraction worse as his fuel is. So CP's actually got more fuel on board. You might just be able to pull that sort of 1.2 seconds back.
Well, yeah, it was that gap was sitting at around 2 and a bit seconds for the longest time, and now there's an easy second being pulled out in the last lap. Maybe Boya Bagum's doing the math in the car at this point, thinking, "Oh, I might be in trouble," and is just running a slight conserve lap, so to speak, to maybe build himself a safety buffer.
Could be.
I've had those panic moments before myself where I thought I did the math right, but I obviously stuffed up and found myself a lap short on fuel. Like, you just have to go into that ultra fuel save 100 mode where you've got to find a lap's worth of fuel in 3 laps.
Yeah, well, CPJ is certainly throwing a few more revs, RPMs at the Boya Bagum is.
That gap's down to less than half a second now.
Yeah.
I think the numbers have been crunched in the Black Rose Racing Garage, and possibly the news delivered over the radio to Boya Bagum that these numbers don't add up right now. He's done a 207.721 to CPJ's 206.373, so near on a second a lap for the last 2 laps. CPJ's managed to pull on him. So just checking back in, up at the podium end of things. Captain Muffin is currently 16.6 seconds out in front of Artsy. He's got just on a second gap back to his teammate Heafy, P3. Comfortable amount of daylight back to Slappers in P4. Very comfortable amount of daylight back to Timber-Rags in P5, who's putting a fantastic drive tonight. I can't quite remember where he qualified, but I'm pretty sure it might have been around P5.
Yes, I think it was.
Yes, it was. So he's managed to keep himself in the exact same position he started in, which, in a 2-hour race, that's a very commendable effort.
Yeah.
Speaking of commendable efforts, Boy Magum, currently in P6, still managing to hold his position over CPJ. Boy Magum did start in P4, so he's dropped back a couple of spots since the start. Slapper started in P7, so he's done a fantastic job to move up into 4th. Come across the line for the end of lap 54. Hour and 57 on the clock, so they will get this lap and one more. Boy Magum going very defensive into turn 1. CPJ can afford to bide his time a little bit because he knows that he will get another lap after this one. Both very wide there at Mercedes Arena. I don't think they pick up a track limit penalty running out wide on that section. Everyone's behaved themselves. Jump on board, CPJ. First-hand look at the rear bumper of Boy Magum's car. Oh! And there, the door was open there. Into Dunlop. Boy Magum looked like he just had a bit of a moment. A bit of a squirm under brakes. Better run through Michelin, through Horsteiner. Looks like Boy Magum might have been able to run the numbers through the calculator again and possibly find out that he's able to put the hammer back down and make it to the end of the race.
Oh, it's going to be tight though.
CPJ just absolutely, that's the word I'm looking for. He made up a lot of ground under brakes in wet GK, I'll put it that way. So there's going to be a bit of a grandstand finish for those two.
CPJ still got the tiniest little bit more fuel.
They are bang on a minute behind Captain Muffin. Hodes in P8 has managed to bring the gap back to just over 2 seconds, but it might be a little bit not enough to get it. Too little, too late. That's the expression I was looking for. It's Captain Muffin. He knows as the timer ticks over the 2 hour mark right now. gets the confirmation on his in-car screen. Final lap, coming through NGK. He has run the alternate, the alt strat to perfection. 19 seconds to the good. He's a very happy man, flashing the lights over the line. Your Cat 1B Enduro winner, Captain Muffin for Ironheart Sim Sport.
What a great job.
He has done a fantastic job. And coming around Coca-Cola now are the two Thunder guys for a beautiful photo opportunity finished. 2-3. They will be a very happy team. Artsy, then Heafy. Sitting in fourth at the moment, possibly with an asterisk next to his name. Due to an earlier potential incident, but either way, a very well-earned P4 for Slappasmate. Tim Durags running a slightly different strategy to everyone else, but still pulled it off very, very well, finishing P5. Boy Bagum managing to hang on by the scarcest of margins over CPJ, running the other alternate strategy of the two-stopper on the mediums. Holds it out over Hodes and Danico of Hoon Corp. And our last runner tonight is the banker on his three-stop soft strategy. Maybe not working out as well as he would have wanted it to. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is our Cat 1B Nurburgring Enduro run and done. So while we take a look over our race results for the evening, people in the chat, just fire in your driver of the day nominations if you would be so kind. I am quite keen to find out what you all think of that one. I think there's quite a few potential nominations there. So our race results tonight: P1 for Ironheart Sim Sports is Captain Muffin, P2 for Thunder Esports, and with the fastest lap as well is Artsy, the team owner himself. P3 also for Thunder Esports is Heafy. P4 Slappasmate for Dadson Racing. Tim Durags P5 for Switchblade Sim Sports. P6 Boy Bagoom for Black Rose Racing. CPJ P7 for CP Motorsports. P8 Hodes for Hoon Corp. P9 Danico also for Hoon Corp. And rounding out our races tonight is the banker for Doghouse Motorsport. So before we get to the YouTube chat, Mr. Bumcrack, what are your thoughts? Who are you thinking the driver of the day?
I really don't like you winners of the race, but Muffin just captain strategy. He just nailed it tonight.
I gotta hear you out on that one. I usually don't like giving it to the winner, but I am looking at the YouTube chat. There's a lot of love for the Muffin Man for driver of the day.
Yes.
Grovel's driver of the day, Muffin, by claim to the fame. That's my teammate. We're after 9 o'clock, so we've got No Muff Too Tough, driver of the day from the Prospector. Debrev says, oh, there's a curveball, driver of the day, Tim Durags.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have to concur with you and go driver of the day, Captain Muffin. With an honourable mention to CPJ for going the opposite direction in terms of alternate strategies. One's gone the ultra aggressive, the other's gone the ultra conservative.
I mean, I can't see anything but Avery. Got to see my effort at that strategy last week. But he's a brave man to have done it, and he's stuck it up there and done all right.
Oh, well, I don't know about everyone else, but I am a little bit exhausted. I'm sure the drivers would be after 2 hours behind the wheel. I can confirm I did have some trouble standing up last week. That was an interesting couple of minutes after the race.
It's a hard run.
So I'd like to say thank you very much to everyone who joined us for the stream tonight. If you would be so kind as to smack the like button and hit the subscribe if you have not already, that would really help us out in terms of audience reach and our algorithms. And I look forward to the pleasure of your company again in 2 weeks' time. Like I said, we have the Easter break next weekend, but we will be back here again for the final time at Nurburgring GP for the Category 1A Enduro. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing a 202 race lap. Yes, you Group A boys, that is my challenge. I want to see it. So get to practicing, make it happen. Now, I'd also like to say a very big thank you to Mr. Bumcrack, the plumber himself, for putting up with me 2 nights in a row in the comms box and jumping in and lending his time and efforts as a race director.
Oh, mate, that's not a problem at all. It's actually, I'm glad that people have put up with listening to me as well. 2 nights ago.
Now we're going to have to go downstairs after we lock up the comms box, and we're going to have a bit of a word about the Nurburgring security.
Yes.
So there's going to be some conversations with those boys and their enthusiasm for a lack of driver passes.
Well, they're actually contracted to Polyphony, contracted to GT7, and then you get these contractual, without the right papers.
Bloody contractors.
Yes.
Oh, well, again,
Right.
Thank you everyone for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you all. Well, not seeing you, but look forward to you all watching and listening to us again in a few weeks' time. And until then, enjoy yourselves, stay safe.
Good night from me.